Hey friend, this is episode number 549 of the And So podcast with Taylor Bradford. Let's get to it. Boss Girl Creative presents And So with Taylor Bradford, business and life musings from a successful serial entrepreneur. Each week, you will hear Taylor spill the tea on all things business, life, relationships, health, and everything in between. But don't worry, each week also includes a business nugget that will help you stay on course. And now a throwback to 3-year-old Taylor who inspired all of this.
And so.
Are you needing a quick nudge in case your brain's been spiraling and you just need someone to weigh in? The Clarity Shot is my voice memo response offer for when you're stuck on something, your bio, your offer, your content, and just need one grounded answer to move again. No Zoom call, no fluff, just your real question and my real voice sent back within 24 hours. It's $27. One decision, one step forward. You can grab it at bossgirlcreative.com/shot. Hello, friend. Welcome to episode 549. I'm your host, Taylor Bradford. How are you? I hope you are doing well. We are really close to Christmas. We are also really close to the end of 2025. Oh my goodness. I say that every year at this time of year, and it's like, where does the year go? I don't know. So anyways, we are at the end of the year, or gaining towards the end of the year, and I really, truly hope you're doing well. I want to give you an update on my course, my Stop Garden Pests Organically course. So I've just been waiting on my assets to be finished, and it looks like the rest of my assets will be finished by the 21st, if not sooner, fingers crossed. And then I have some real things I got to get going. I need to finish my slides. I'm almost done, but I need to finish them, and I need to record the actual content. And then I need to build out my upsells, downsells, and order bumps, and then get my systems in place, write my sales page and my checkout copy. I also need to get feedback and beta test. I just want a few people to go through the course, give me feedback, potentially give me a review. And then I also need to take Maria Wentz ads course because I do plan on running ads for this. And then I hit publish and I focus on the 5 ones until I hit $1 million in this endeavor. That's the goal. And there's my update for the course. Our house is coming along. We are about 95% finished with the roof. We chalked framing today with our framer, and they will be starting trusses and framing on Thursday. And then I also need to get my rock ordered and transported in for my fireplace, and also order my beam kits and the actual, I don't remember if it's called a guide. It's kind of like a guide. You use a chainsaw to get your beams square so that they can go on the concrete appropriately, and that it lifts it up. So it's a like a metal piece that sits into the base of your wood beam, and then it's lifted up, I think, an inch, just enough for water to run by it and not allow it to really soak. So I got to get those things done next. I did not finish any books last week. I am in the middle of Dan Brown's Digital Fortress, which is outside of the Robert Langford series. It's a good one. And I'm also reading The Secret Library of Hannah Reeves by Christine Nolfi. So I've got those 2 books going and hoping to get through them soon. I'm about 60% finished with that Dan Brown. And then I'm starting Kamala Harris's book, 107 Days. It talks about her run for the White House. My book club is reading that, and I bought it, but I also requested it in my library, my Libby library app for the audiobook, and I actually just got it delivered to me today, so I will be picking that up next. So that's it for books. The garden is just chilling right now. Broccoli is growing, cabbage is trying to grow, garlic is growing. I did direct sow onions. I have no idea if they will take, so I am going to be seed snailing onions inside. I'm going to try a new grow method specifically for onions and see how that goes. And I am making plans for my seed order, so I need to go through what I have, what I want to grow again next season to make sure I have enough, and then fill in the gaps. I will also be experimenting with some new things that I haven't tried yet. Obviously, I just came off my first full year of gardening, so there's lots to try. So I will be doing some experimenting, replanting what I found that I really liked in the last season, but I will always have the mentality of, okay, let's grow some tried and trues and then let's experiment, because you never know what you might end up liking, and you never know what, does really well for you and what might not do well for you. So that is it for the garden. Here are my search bar confessions for the week. So we watched Roofman, Channing Tatum's latest, and very interesting. Based on a true story, the guy is currently serving his sentence in jail for the things he committed as Roofman. And I think this took place in like 2000 and I don't remember if it was 2014 or 2004. I think it might be 2004. Anyways, he's still in jail. And very interesting. I find it interesting, I'm going to keep saying that word. I find it interesting. Channing Tatum has now been in 2 movies where it was a lot of solo acting. He was in the one, I think it was just called Dog. And now this one, a lot of solo acting. Now with Roofman, he does interact with people, and there comes in a girlfriend role, Kirsten Dunst. And so there is some other actors in the movie about midway through. But for the first good chunk of the storyline, it is just him. And he does really well on his own. But I'm like, man, stop putting him in these roles where he's just by himself. Anyway, so I had to Google about the real Roofman and to learn all about him, because then, movies make me curious. I also started looking at juicing recipes, how to seed snail, because I haven't done that yet, so I Googled that. I also Googled garden mascot ideas. Obviously, it makes sense for me to pick the honeybee as my garden mascot, and the only reason I wanted something, I got served an ad on Facebook, and it is called Breakout Clips, and I was interested to see what all you could do with breakout clips, because right now it's the ads I was being served up for breakout clips is specific to holiday content. So the Santa is popping out at me, and a squirrel in a Santa hat is popping out at me, and then the Grinch is popping out at me, and it's really not popping out at me. It's how the ad is created. And I was like, I wonder if anybody's doing this in the gardening scene. I really highly doubt it. And I could really set my ads apart, because I will be running ads for my gardening course, if I have some kind of creative like this. I plan on doing a lot of different creatives just to test. But I was like, man, wouldn't that be a fun creative to test? Having a bumblebee come out to grab your attention, or a butterfly come out and grab your attention. Some kind of good pest in the garden to come out and grab your attention. I think it would be also really fun, and I don't have a clue if I can do this on my own or I have to go hire some kind of graphic person on Fiverr, but to maybe get something related to me plucking out a bad pest out of the garden. My hand reaches in to grab a bad pest sitting on a tomato or something, and seeing if I can animate that and make that be the pop out, to just be hey, I can show you how to get rid of garden pests organically in the garden. I think that would be fun. So I started looking at garden mascots, and the honeybee will for sure be my garden mascot if I choose to do that. But so I started there, garden mascot ideas. And then finally, I wanted to know more about the gray rock method. This has to do with narcissists. I don't know if you have a narcissist in your life. My sister-in-law is divorcing her narcissist baby daddy, and she is really going through it. She actually just filed today. And yeah, she is reading a book called The Gray Rock Method. And if you need help with a narcissist in your life, this is a fantastic book. The information she has already gleaned has really just opened her eyes to what she's been enduring for the last 15, 16 years. And I don't wish that on anyone. I actually witnessed a good chunk of some time recently of his behavior, and it was horrifying. Horrifying. Anyways, Gray Rock Method. That was my final search bar confession for the week. I did not do a lot of Googling this past week. So there you have it. Okay, let us get into this week's business nugget. So I have talked about this a lot in the past, and I probably feel, or I do feel like a broken record, but maybe you don't hear it as a broken record, but I'm going to talk about it again today because I think it needs to be, it's worth mentioning again. So let's dive into the whole reason we are talking about algorithms today. Stop waiting on the algorithm. It's not 2013 anymore. Gotta love that title. I actually served that up to ChatGPT. Like that, literally I typed that in. So that's what we're working with today. We are working with stop waiting on the algorithm. It's not 2013. So again, I'm bringing this back up because it is back in my face. I've been seeing it a lot. And if you've been on Instagram lately, or honestly any social platform, you may have seen it too. Or maybe you just filed it away and just kept tapping. But I have seen creators recently, again, say in their Instagram stories, Instagram isn't showing my posts again. If you see this, please engage. Or the algorithm must hate me. And my personal favorite, can you guys like and share this so the algorithm knows I exist? Listen, I'm not making fun of these individuals, but like newsflash, the algorithm is not there to be your friend. It is there for the soccer mom that wants to scroll and find things interesting through Reels or her feed. Like that is what Instagram is for. It's not for any of us. And so I'm not making fun of these creators, but I feel like they're taking a dig at the wrong place. The mirror needs to be placed in front of them, and it needs to be reflecting back that it's you and your content is no longer compelling enough for your large audience that you have built over time to stay engaged with you. We collectively need to stop waiting on the algorithm to catch back up to what we're doing. We have to stop treating these platforms like they owe us visibility, because they do not. Because the truth, they never did. Instagram is not your friend. It's not here to make sure your brilliant post gets seen. It's an ad platform. It's designed to keep people scrolling, not to prioritize your content, your business, your hard work, or your dreams. And here's the kicker, even if it used to feel like it worked for us, that was 2013. Back when everything was chronological. Back when hashtags weren't flooded with bots. Back when you could grow by just showing up semi-consistently. Remember those days? But that's not what we're playing with now. And if you're still building your content strategy like we're in the old game, you're going to feel like you're losing all the time, because you are. The rules have changed. And this is where I want to gently call us in. Let's huddle up. Because I know the temptation to blame the algorithm is strong. It's easier than facing the question, what if the content I'm posting isn't connecting? What if I'm speaking to everyone and no one is hearing it? I think I said this last week. Did I not? Go back and listen. And that's not a moral failing. That doesn't mean your business is doomed. It just means you might be building for visibility instead of for connection. So here's a shift I want to invite today. Let's stop building content for the algorithm. Let's start building content for the person who needs to find it. And yeah, that's harder, especially in the lifestyle space, because it means knowing who that person is. It means saying things that matter even when they don't perform. It means showing up with clarity even when the metrics don't clap back. But that's what builds actual community. That's what builds trust. That's what makes people come back even when you don't post every single day. Let me give you a real example of what I mean. Just today, I saw someone saying, "My engagement is down, so if you see this, please like and share." And the whole caption was just about that. That was what their stories consisted of. No real value, no context, just algorithm frustration. Now, in stories, that is where we're supposed to be selling, not begging the algorithm to fix our problems, right? Now, I want you to compare that to someone I follow who posted this. Here's the mindset shift that helped me stop spiraling when a launch flopped. And then shared a behind-the-scenes breakdown that was real, that was helpful, that was honest. One of these posts made me feel responsible for their visibility. Which one do you think it is? The other made me feel seen and made me want to save it and share it. That's the difference. So what do we actually do instead? Here's where I'll walk you through a few mindset shifts and strategies that have helped me and might help you too. Number 1, build pull content, not push content. Push content is look at me, look at me, look at me, engage with me. Pull content is here's something you need, something you'll come back for. So instead of Instagram isn't showing my post, boo-hoo-hoo, this is what I want you to try. This is for the person who is sitting on their phone right in this moment feeling like X. Speak directly to your person, not the feed. Number 2, assume the feed will fail and build systems that don't. You are on rented land on social media, and that means the algorithm controls the delivery. But you can build systems that don't rely on that. Start a newsletter, build a podcast, create a blog archive, build something that you own. And no, that doesn't mean you need a 37-step funnel tomorrow. It means start small. Pick one thing that gets your best ideas off Instagram and into a place where they can live, breathe, and grow. You need to use social media to push people somewhere else, even though Instagram does not like you pushing people out of their platform. If you want to be long-term successful, you need to be creating off somewhere else so that you are driving people to you and utilizing what Instagram is good at. Number 3, know who you're actually talking to. I have said this a bajillion times. It is literally in the workbook that I wrote for you. Pillars and Purpose, How to Build a Business That Works for You. Grab your copy at Amazon, bossgirlcreative.com/pillars book for your copy. I want you to know who you're actually talking to. This is foundational. If your content is for everyone, it won't resonate with anyone. So take a breath, zoom out, and ask, who am I really speaking to? What are they struggling with right now? And how can I help them feel less alone in that? Because when you speak clearly to your person, they notice, they feel it, and they come back for more. Number 4, give people a reason to come back. This is one of the biggest lessons I've learned. If I want people to keep showing up, I have to give them a reason. Not just new post is up, not just reel drop, but something that matters, something that helps, something that builds a relationship, not just a post count. For me, that's the podcast. For you, it might be a weekly tip email, a behind-the-scenes story thread, a Friday favorite list. It doesn't have to be big, it just has to be repeatable and meaningful. So if you've been spiraling around metrics, if you've been stuck in the loop of why isn't this landing, this is your permission slip to stop waiting for Instagram to reward you. It's not your job to game the algorithm. It's your job to connect with your people. You don't need to be louder. You don't need to post more. You just need to be clear. Although, a caveat, if you flood Instagram and TikTok with content, you will have more visibility, but that is a hell of a lot of work. I want you to be clear about who you are. I want you to be clear about who you help. And I want you to be clear about what you say. And when you're clear, the right people will find you. Sometimes through the algorithm, often in spite of it, because they go searching for it. So that's what I've been sitting with lately. It's really super annoying when I see those posts on Instagram because I just want to scream. It's not 2013. So that's the invitation I'm also giving myself. And now I'm giving it to you too. Let's stop waiting to be seen and let's start building what's worth finding. If this episode landed, if you're realizing you've been creating for the feed and not for your people, and now you're wondering what to actually shift first, that's exactly what the clarity shot is for. Send me the stuck point, the question, the caption draft, the offer that's not converting. Whatever's making your brain loop, I will help you name it and send back a grounded next step that feels doable. One voice note, one clear decision, $27. You can book it right now at bossgirlcreative.com/shot. You don't need a new strategy. You just need a voice in your ear that gets it, and I've got you. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode. Until next week, I hope you have a great rest of this one.
And Phil. Let's talk. Let's go.
And like my 3-year-old self said, that is all for this week. Friendly reminder to rate and review my show wherever you are listening. And last but not least, I'd love to hear from you. Leave me an audio message at bossgirlcreative.com/speak. I would love to hear your takeaways, ideas for upcoming episode topics, and your feedback. Thank you again for listening to this week's episode. And until next time, I hope you have a great rest of this one.